Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about one such coin, the 1978 Australian 5 cents coin. Many people overlook this coin because it is small and very common in circulation. But collectors know that even an ordinary coin can become interesting when we look at its history, condition, and collector demand. If you have a 1978 Australian 5 cent coin in very fine condition, you might be curious about how much it could be worth today. In this video, we will explore the history of the coin, its design and composition, collector interest, and its current market value, along with some helpful tips for collectors. Let's begin with the history of this coin. The Australian 5 cent coin was first introduced in 1966, the same year Australia switched from pounds and shillings to the decimal currency system. This was an important moment in Australian monetary history because the country adopted dollars and cents to simplify transactions. Since that time, the 5 cent coin has remained one of the smallest denominations used in Australia. The 1978 issue is part of the early decades of decimal coinage, and millions of these coins were produced to support everyday commerce. Even though the coin circulated widely, it still represents an interesting piece of Australia's economic history and the everyday life of people during the late 1970s. The design of the coin has remained consistent for many years, and the 1978 Australian 5 cent piece features a familiar and beloved Australian animal. On the reverse side of the coin, you will find the echidna, a unique spiny anteater native to Australia. The echidna design was created by Australian artist Stuart Devlin, whose work appears on many Australian decimal coins. The obverse side of the 1978 coin displays the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, reflecting Australia's connection to the Commonwealth. Around the portrait appears the inscription of the Queen's name and title, along with the year of issue. When we talk about coin value, condition plays a very important role. A coin described as very fine condition means that it has clearly been circulated but still retains many visible details. On a very fine 1978 Australian 5 cent coin, the echidna's spines are still visible, though slightly worn, and the lettering and date remain clear and readable. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II will also show some wear, especially on the higher points of the design, but the overall appearance remains attractive. Collectors appreciate coins in this grade because they still display the main features of the design while also carrying the authentic look of circulation. Now let's talk about the background and composition of the coin. The Australian 5 cent coin is made from cupro-nickel, an alloy consisting of percent nickel. This metal combination gives the coin its silvery color and also makes it durable enough to survive years of circulation. The coin weighs about and measures roughly in diameter, making it one of the smallest coins in Australian currency. Because of its strong metal composition, many coins from the 1970s, including the 1978 issue, are still found in good condition today. Another important factor that influences value is collector demand. The 1978 Australian 5 cent coin was produced in large quantities, which means it is not considered a rare coin. However, collectors who enjoy building complete date sets of Australian decimal coins still look for examples from each year. For beginners, coins like the 1978 Australian 5 cents are a great way to start collecting because they are affordable and easy to find. More experienced collectors may look for higher-grade examples or coins with exceptional detail and minimal wear. Now let's discuss the current market value of this coin. Because the 1978 Australian 5 cent coin was widely minted, its value in very fine condition remains modest but still interesting for collectors. In today's coin market, a typical 1978 Australian 5 cent coin in very fine condition usually sells for around $120,000 to $130,000 Australian dollars. Coins in slightly better condition, such as extremely fine or uncirculated examples, can sometimes sell for $140,000 to $175,000 or slightly more, depending on quality and collector demand. While this may not seem like a huge value, it is still encouraging for collectors to know that even small coins can hold a bit more worth than their over time. For collectors, there are several positive and helpful tips to keep in mind. Always handle coins carefully and try to hold them by the edges to avoid fingerprints or scratches. Storing coins in protective holders or coin albums can help preserve their condition and maintain their value. It is also a good idea to learn how to recognize different grades of coins, because even small differences in condition can influence the price significantly. Searching through old change jars or inherited coin collections can sometimes reveal interesting pieces, including coins from earlier decades, like the 1978 Australian 5 cents. Another useful tip is to stay connected with the coin collecting community. Visiting coin shows, browsing coin shops, or participating in online collector groups can help you learn more about coin values and trends. Over time, you may discover that the joy of collecting is not only about the price of a coin, but also about the history and stories behind each piece. As we come to the conclusion of this video, the 1978 Australian 5 cent coin reminds us that even the smallest coins can have an interesting background. It represents an era of Australia's decimal currency system, features a unique native animal, and continues to attract collectors who appreciate historical coins. While its market value in very fine condition may only be a fraction of a dollar, the coin still holds educational and historical value for collectors and enthusiasts around the world. Next up, today we are going to explore a very interesting and historic coin from Australia, the 1968 Australian 5 cents coin. Many people have this coin in their collections, or sometimes even find it in old coin jars and inherited collections. A common question collectors ask is, what is the market value of a 1968 Australian 5 cents coin in fine condition today? In this video, we will talk about the history of this coin, its condition, background and composition, the demand among collectors, its current market value in dollars, and some helpful tips for coin collectors. So stay with me till the end, because this small coin has an interesting story and a positive place in the world of coin collecting. The story of the Australian 5 cents coin begins in the year 1966, when Australia officially changed its currency from pounds and shillings to the decimal currency system. With this new system, the Royal Australian Mint introduced several coins. Cents coin quickly became one of the most commonly used coins in everyday transactions. By the year 1968, the coin was already widely circulated across Australia. The design of the coin remained the same as the earlier issues, and it featured the famous echidna, a unique Australian animal known for its spines and distinctive appearance. This beautiful design was created by the talented designer Stuart Devlin, who designed many Australian decimal coins. When we talk about this condition of a coin, collectors usually use terms such as fine, very fine, extremely fine, and uncirculated. A fine condition coin means the coin has been used in circulation for many years, but the main design and details are still visible. The echidna design on the reverse side can still be recognized clearly, although some of the small details like the sharpness of the spines may be worn. On the front side of the coin, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was designed by Arnold Machine. In a fine condition coin, the portrait will show moderate wear, but the overall design remains easy to identify. The background and composition of the 1968 Australian 5 cents coin are also very interesting. This coin was produced by the Royal Australian Mint, and it was made from cupro-nickel, a strong alloy composed of copper, and this combination makes the coin durable and resistant to corrosion, which is why many of these coins have survived decades of circulation. The coin has a diameter of about and weighs approximately. The edge of the coin is smooth, and its simple but elegant design reflects the modern style of Australia's decimal coinage during the late 1960s. Even today, the 5 cents coin remains part of Australia's circulating currency, which shows how successful this design has been over the years. Now let's talk about collector demand. Although the 1968 Australian 5 cents coin was produced in large numbers, collectors still enjoy collecting these coins as part of complete decimal coin sets. Many beginner collectors start with coins like this because they are affordable and easy to find. The coin also holds historical value because it represents the early years of Australia's decimal currency era. For collectors who enjoy building date collections of Australian coins, the 1968 issue is an important piece of the puzzle. Coins in higher grades, such as extremely fine or uncirculated, are more desirable, but even coins in fine condition still have a place in collections and are appreciated by hobbyists around the world. When we look at the current market value, it is important to remember that value can change depending on condition, demand, and the place where the coin is sold. A 1968 Australian 5-cent coin in fine condition is generally considered a common coin. In today's collector's market, this coin usually sells for around $1.20, 0 to 1, 48,000 Australian dollar, depending on the exact level of wear and the interest of the buyer. Sometimes coin dealers sell them in bulk or as part of mixed lots. If the coin is in very high condition, such as uncirculated, the value can be higher and may reach several dollars. However, even in fine condition, it still has a small collectible premium above its. For collectors, coins like the 1968 Australian 5 cents offer a great opportunity to learn more about coin grading and coin preservation. If you find one of these coins, it is always a good idea to handle it carefully by holding it from the edges and storing it in a protective coin holder or album. Keeping coins clean and protected from moisture can help maintain their condition over time. It is also helpful to compare your coin with grading guides or consult experienced collectors to better understand its condition. Many collectors also enjoy building full sets of Australian decimal coins from the 1960s and 1970s, and the 1968 Australian 5 cents coin is an essential part of that journey. Coin collecting is not only about money, but also about history, culture, and the joy of discovering small treasures from the past. The 1968 Australian 5 cents coin reminds us of the moment when Australia modernized its currency system and introduced coins that are still used today. Even though the coin may not be extremely rare, it still carries historical significance and collector interest. For many people, collecting coins like this is the beginning of a fascinating hobby that can last a lifetime. As we reach the conclusion of this video, we can say that the 1968 Australian 5 cents coin in fine condition is a modest but meaningful collectible. Its history connects it to the early days of Australia's decimal currency system. Its cupro-nickel composition has helped it survive decades of circulation, and collectors continue to include it in their collections today. While the market value may not be very high, the educational and historical value of this coin makes it special for collectors and enthusiasts. If you have this coin in your collection, keep it safe and continue exploring the world of coins. Sometimes, even the smallest coins can lead to the biggest discoveries in the fascinating hobby of numismatics. Next up, today's video, we are going to explore the 2011 Australia 5 cent coin in fine condition, and we will talk about its history, its background, and composition, how collectors view this coin, its current market value in dollars, and some useful tips for collectors who want to add it to their collection. By the end of this video, you will have a clear idea of how this small coin fits into the larger world of numismatics. To begin with, let's travel back to the history of the Australian 5 cent coin. The coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia transitioned from the old pound currency system to the modern decimal currency system. At that time, the 5 cent coin replaced the sixpence and became one of the smallest circulating coins in the country. Over the decades, the design has remained largely consistent, which makes it a familiar part of everyday Australian life. The reverse side of the coin features the iconic echidna, a unique Australian animal known for its spines and distinctive appearance. This design was created by the respected designer Stuart Devlin, whose work appears on several Australian coins. The obverse side of the coin traditionally features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, symbolizing Australia's connection to the Commonwealth. By the year 2011, this coin had already been circulating for decades, but it continued to be minted to support everyday transactions. When we talk about the condition of a coin, collectors often use specific grading terms. In this video, we are focusing on the 2011 Australia 5 cent coin in fine condition. A coin described as fine typically shows moderate wear from circulation. The major details of the design are still visible, including the echidna and the lettering, although some of the finer textures may be worn down. Even though a fine condition coin is not considered mint state, it still holds value for collectors who appreciate coins that have circulated through everyday life. These coins tell a story of use, trade, and history. Now let's look at the background and composition of the 2011 Australian 5-cent coin. This coin is made from a copper-nickel alloy, which consists of approximately copper and nickel. This composition gives the coin its silvery color and strong durability. The coin weighs about and has a diameter of roughly. The edges of the coin are smooth rather than reeded, which is another distinctive characteristic. The use of copper-nickel has been consistent for the 5-cent coin since its introduction in 1966, making it a reliable and recognizable part of the Australian currency system. Another interesting part of this coin story is collector demand. In the world of coin collecting, demand often depends on several factors, including rarity, mintage numbers, condition, and historical significance. The 2011 Australia 5-cent coin was produced in large numbers because it was meant for everyday circulation. This means it is not considered a rare coin. However, collectors still appreciate it for completing date sets of Australian coins. Many collectors aim to gather one example of each year of the 5-cent coin, and the 2011 issue naturally becomes part of that collection. Because of this, the coin still has a place in the numismatic market, even though it is common. Collector interest can also increase when coins are kept in better condition. While a fine condition coin shows circulation wear, collectors still like having clear dates and visible designs. Some collectors also look for coins that have attractive natural toning or coins that were preserved well despite being used. The echidna design itself is also a beloved feature among collectors, which helps maintain interest in these coins. Now let's talk about the current market value. Because the 2011 Australian 5-cent coin was widely circulated and minted in large quantities, its value in fine condition is generally modest. In today's market, a typical 2011 Australia 5-cent coin in fine circulated condition is usually worth around $1.30, 0 to 1 40,000 Australian dollars, which is close to its. In some cases, collectors purchasing coins in bulk for completing date sets might pay slightly higher prices, but generally, the value stays within this range. If the coin were found in uncirculated or mint state condition, the value could increase to around $148,000 to $175,000 depending on quality and demand. For collectors, there are several helpful tips when dealing with coins like this one. First, always check the condition of the coin carefully. Even small differences in wear can influence collector interest. Coins with clearer details and minimal scratches are usually more desirable. Second, proper storage is very important. Using coin holders, albums, or protective capsules can help prevent damage and keep coins in stable condition for many years. Third, collectors should try to build complete sets rather than focusing only on rare coins. A complete set of Australian 5-cent coins from different years can be a very satisfying and educational collection. As we come to the conclusion of this video, it becomes clear that the 2011 Australia 5-cent coin may be small in value, but it carries a meaningful place in the history of Australian currency. With its iconic echidna design, durable copper-nickel composition, and role in everyday circulation, it represents a piece of modern monetary history. For collectors, coins like this serve as building blocks for larger collections and provide an opportunity to explore the fascinating world of numismatics. Whether you are a beginner collector or someone who simply enjoys learning about coins from around the world, the 2011 Australia 5-cent coin is a reminder that every coin has a story. Even coins with modest value can hold historical significance, educational value, and personal enjoyment for collectors. Next up, today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australia's numismatic history, the 1977 Australian 5-cent coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this tiny coin carries a rich story and continues to capture the hearts of collectors around the world. Let's start with the coin's history. The Australian 5-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, replacing the old shilling as part of Australia's switch to decimal currency. The 1977 coin is part of this enduring series, a design that has become iconic over decades. On the obverse, it proudly features Queen Elizabeth II, while the reverse showcases the native echidna, a symbol of Australia's unique wildlife. The coin's design has remained largely unchanged since its inception, which makes it a timeless piece of Australian heritage. When we talk about the condition of this 1977 coin, very fine is a term collectors use to describe coins that show only light wear, with all major details still clearly visible. A very fine coin may have minor scratches or marks from gentle circulation, but the overall beauty and integrity of the design remain intact. This condition is highly sought after by collectors because it represents a perfect balance between authenticity and preservation. Now let's explore the coin's composition. The 1977 Australian 5-cent coin is made from giving it that distinct silvery appearance and durable strength. It has a small, round shape with a diameter of just and a thickness of. This sturdy combination of metals allows it to withstand years of circulation while maintaining its distinctive luster. The round shape and smooth edge make it instantly recognizable in any coin collection. Collector demand for the 1977 Australian 5-cent coin is quite strong, especially for those in very fine condition. The appeal comes not only from its historical value, but also from the timeless design and the story it tells about Australia's transition to decimal currency. Coins from this era are often added to sets, displayed in albums, or purchased as investments, making them a cherished item for numismatists just everywhere. Speaking of investment, you might be wondering about the current market value. As of today, a 1977 Australian 5-cent coin in very fine condition can range from around $20,000 to $48.00 US, depending on the dealer and the coin's specific quality. Coins in uncirculated or mint condition may fetch a higher price, reflecting their rarity and desirability. It's important to note that while this coin isn't the highest value collectible out there, it is still a valuable addition to any collection and a wonderful reminder of Australia's numismatic heritage. For those looking to collect, there are a few tips to keep in mind. Always check the coin's condition carefully and handle it with clean, dry hands or gloves to avoid oils and scratches. Store your coins in protective sleeves, albums, or cases to maintain their quality over time. And remember, knowledge is power. Learn about the coin's history and variations, because understanding the story behind each piece makes collecting even more enjoyable and meaningful. In conclusion, the 1977 Australian 5-cent coin is more than just currency. It's a piece of history, a collectible treasure, and a testament to the craftsmanship and culture of its time. Whether you're adding it to your collection or simply admiring its design, this small coin carries a big story and a special place in the world of numismatics. So, treasure it, enjoy it, and let it remind you of the rich history that every coin represents. Next up, today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Australian coin collecting, focusing on a small but significant piece, the 2012 Australian 5-cent coin in very fine condition. You might think a 5-cent coin is just pocket change, but as collectors know, each coin carries a story, a history, and a value that goes far beyond its face. Let's start with the history. The Australian 5-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 as part of Australia's switch to decimal currency. The coin features the iconic echidna on its reverse, a symbol of Australia's unique wildlife, while the obverse proudly bears the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. Over the decades, the design has remained remarkably consistent, making the 5-cent coin a staple for both circulation and collecting. The 2012 issue is no exception. In very fine condition, it captures the detail and artistry of its design beautifully, with just minor wear from everyday handling, giving it character without compromising its appeal to collectors. When we talk about its composition and size, the 2012 Australian 5-cent coin is crafted from cupro-nickel durable alloy of diameter. Despite its small size, it's a sturdy coin designed to last in circulation for decades. This combination of size, weight, and composition makes it easy to handle for collectors and perfect for storage in coin albums or display cases. Collector demand for coins, like the 2012 Australian 5 cent, is steady and growing. Many collectors look for coins in very fine condition, as they represent a balance between rarity and affordability. The 2012 coin is part of modern numismatics, appealing to both beginners and seasoned collectors who want to complete their decimal sets or focus on coins with minimal wear. Its condition ensures that the intricate details of the echidna and the Queen's portrait are clearly visible, which makes it especially attractive on the market today. Speaking of the market, what is a 2012 Australian 5 cent coin in very fine condition worth today? Well, while it's not extremely rare, its value as a collectible has increased slightly above, due to its condition and demand. Currently, you can expect to see prices around $1.40, $0 to $3.20, $0 in dollars per coin, depending on the seller and the market at the time. While it may not make you rich overnight, it's a rewarding addition to any collection and a tangible piece of Australia's rich coin history. For collectors looking to grow their collection wisely, here are some tips. First, always check the coin's condition carefully. Coins with clear detail, minimal scratches, and no corrosion will hold value far better. Second, consider investing in proper storage like coin holders or albums to prevent damage. Third, stay informed about market trends, especially for coins that are part of popular series like the 5 cent decimal coins. And lastly, connect with other collectors or local coin clubs. Sometimes the best finds and advice come from fellow enthusiasts. To sum up, the 2012 Australian 5 cent coin may seem small, but it carries a rich history, durable composition, and a charm that appeals to collectors of all levels. Its very fine condition adds to its desirability, making it more than just pocket change. It's a piece of Australia's numismatic story. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, this coin is a wonderful example of how even everyday coins can become valuable treasures in the world of collecting. Next up, today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian coinage, the 2021 Australia 5 cent coin, in very fine condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin has a lot of interesting features to explore. So let's get started. The 5 cent coin is one of the smallest denominations in Australian currency, yet it carries a rich history. Originally introduced in 1966, this coin has been a mainstay in everyday transactions for decades. The 2021 version, like its predecessors, continues this legacy. But what makes it especially intriguing is its condition. Coins in very fine condition are carefully preserved, showing clear details of the original design without heavy wear, making them particularly appealing to collectors. Now let's talk about the coin's design and composition. The 5 cent coin features the iconic echidna on the reverse side, a symbol of Australia's unique wildlife, while the obverse proudly displays the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. These coins are made from cupro-nickel, which is a durable alloy of copper and nickel. This composition not only gives the coin a beautiful silvery shine, but also ensures it can withstand circulation while retaining its charm. When it comes to collector demand, the 2021 Australian 5 cent coin is certainly noteworthy. While it's a recent issue, coins in very fine condition are always sought after by collectors. The appeal lies in both the coin's pristine preservation and its role as part of a complete collection. Collectors love adding recent coins that maintain sharp details, and this makes the 2021 Australian 5 cent coin a valuable addition to any collection. Speaking of value, you might be wondering, what is this coin worth today? In the current market, a 2021 Australia 5 cent coin in very fine condition typically ranges from $1.48,000 to $1.75,000, depending on the demand and where it's sold. While this may seem modest compared to older or rarer coins, its value is steadily maintained due to its condition and the growing interest in collecting modern coins. For collectors looking to invest or just enjoy the hobby, there are a few helpful tips. First, always ensure your coins are stored properly in protective holders to preserve their condition. Avoid touching the surface with bare hands to prevent oils from affecting the metal. It's also smart to keep an eye on collector forums, online marketplaces, and auctions, as the demand and prices for coins can fluctuate over time. Lastly, building a well-rounded collection with both older and modern coins can make your collection more enjoyable and valuable in the long run. In conclusion, the 2021 Australia 5-cent coin, in very fine condition, is a small but remarkable piece of currency. Its rich history, elegant design, durable composition, and appeal to collectors make it a coin worth appreciating. Whether you're a collector or simply curious about coins, this coin is a wonderful example of Australia's numismatic heritage. So, if you come across one, take a moment to admire it. It's more than just 5 cents. It's a piece of history,